Secretary Yasmin Busranlao of the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos, Attorney Giling Mamujong, the uh, he will be the Secretary of TESDA. It is a cabinet position. Councilor Halila Sudugar of the Davao City Council, Deputy Mayor Ismail Mike Nakan Alhaj, and other Deputy Mayor Ali Muhammad Yusuf Basigan, the Regional Mufti of Davao Region, Director Alim Jamal Munib of the Madrasa Schools, Director Alim Alaksaman Bangkola, Bangon Mindanao founder, Sheikh Abdul Razak Siddiq, Kapayapaan Peace Center founding chairman, my Muslim brothers and sisters, fellow workers in government, my beloved countrymen. You might be surprised that there are only about 3, 4, or 5 Muslims who would be occupying a cabinet position. Alam mo kasi, ganito yan. We are trying to do a framework. And if I succeed in convincing everybody in Mindanao, if I could convince my MILF brothers and Nur Misuari of the MN, there will be a reconfiguration of the territory. And most of them will occupy the regional or state positions. Mahirap na kasi na maumpisan because I foresee that towards the end of the year, we'll be able to come up with a framework kung paano gawin ang federalism. But if the Filipino nation in a plebiscite would not want it, then I am ready to concede whatever is there in the BBL law. We will see to it that it will pass. And also, in fairness to Nur, we might also configure his territory of the Tausug nation. Then we will have a new boundaries. And these boundaries does not really intended to separate our brother Moro from the Christian. Rather, it is intended only to delineate territories. But that should not keep us apart from being Mindanaoans. For, you must realize that most of the Christians here in Mindanao, your brother Christians, are supporting the federalism and the BBL. So, tanggapin natin sa isa't isa, let us build a nation that will be founded on peace and understanding. Ang tingin ko, with the grace of Allah, I might be able to do this within the 6 years. It will not come overnight. Certainly, it will not come next year. Probably, it will be something about 2 to 3 years from now. But I assure you that something will change before I end my term. So, yung mga kapatid kong MI, a promise is a promise. My word of honor is something which I value very much. Kaya ako pag nagbitaw ng salita, yun na yun. At hindi ko na pinapalitan. So these are the things that we have to work on our aspirations. I do not think that there will be another chance for the Mindanaoans to expect a change kung pag nawala ko. It might be for a long time again. Baka mahintayin pa kung si Omar yung anak ko maging presidente na naman. And that is, he is a devoted, devout Moro, a Muslim. He goes to the mga mosque to pray, and I like it. I like religious people, especially my grandchildren. Now, having said that, I'd like to, talk about our problems that bedevils our country. Alam mo, nawalaan talaga ang bilib ng tao sa gobyerno. I'm not saying na nandyan na sa akin. It remains to be seen kung paano natin mabigyan ng lunas ang problema. May I ask everybody, I have the list. It includes police generals, nandoon yung mga municipal and city mayors, meron rin nandito sa Mindanao, may mga Maranao sa listahan, may mga Bisaya, marami. May Kuratong Baliling hanggang ngayon. Ang napagtataka ako, is Kuratong Baliling sa Osamis. They've been in the pain in the ass ka nga sa Pilipino. Hindi na nahinto-hinto yung kalukuhan ng mga nag-retire na mga sundalo. Sa gobyerno, kung ano't anong pinapasukan. Kidnapping, sa droga, sa lahat. Ang panahon ay hindi palabing ganon. There is God who will maybe punish you one of these days. Pero sa panahon ko, hindi ako Diyos. I'm just an ordinary mortal. I'm just a follower of Allah. But I take His cue. I studied in Catholic schools, but it doesn't to say that I'm not a Christian. Actually. I believe in God. Only Allah. Nobody. Nobody else. Only one God. Alam ninyo yan. Kung nakikisama lang ako, it's because I'm a politician. But, kung saan ka nandoon, kung anong simbahan ka na timingan sa program, di doon ka. Pero alam ng lahat na kung ayaw ninyo, ako ang ihirit. Sulok at Davao. Wala namang pinatawa dito. Mawaray, Maranao, Ilonggo, basta dito, pantay-pantay. and everybody is answerable to the law. Yan ang utos ni Allah. Do not do wrong to your fellow man, and you treat everybody equal. In the eyes of Allah, we are all equal. So, ganun ang nangyari, and I have still but ang aking centerpiece talaga, I'm working overtime with John Ivasco and the rest to constitute. Ready na kami sa aming group sa gobyerno to talk to the MIMN. I might travel to Hulo. Huwag sana lang akong ikidnap ng abusep. Wala naman akong pera maibigay sa kanila. Diretso putol na lang para I have to go to Hulo to talk to Nur. And maybe I'll order the military to just let him, just for a while, for him to move around Mindanao to get a consensus amongst the followers of MN. And we would be ready simultaneous ang ating usapan sa MIN. But I said, I assure you, that if there is no federalism, kung ayaw talaga ng the rest of the country, well, then I said, what you give to the MI must be given to the MN. Kasi pareho lang. And hope that we can have peace in the land. Others, marami akong plano sa ating bayan, but I have to clean up. Nandiyan si Jean and the others, even before the campaign, I was always stressing, corruption must stop. Corruption must stop. At lahat yung mainibigay ng gobyerno para sa tao, kailangan dumating sa tao. Now, I would like you to know that sa Cotabato, sa ARM region, is the highest incidence of hunger. So, dyan ako magbuhos ng lahat, tulong, pagkain, pati yung nutrition sa mga bata. Kaawa ko sa mga bata. Because that is what the men on the ground, yung nagsasurvey, na the highest incidence is in Mindanao. And mas profound ang hunger dito sa ating banda, including Davao. So, ang ko muna is a national feeding program. Mabutit na lang, nandito itong mga left. Ang gobyerno ko kasi, nandyan lahat. May mga left, komunista, may mga right, halo-halo para isang usapan lang. And this is as good as any other time, if I may just suggest to the Communist Party of the Philippines, the media, to refrain from, mga ambos-ambos pati patayan. Anyway, we are talking. Kita pinigyan na nga tayo ng a very good example ni Brother Murad na in spite of the non-passage of the BBL, walang gumalaw. And Nur is also just having a stand down somewhere in Holo. Para muna natin itong pagkidnap-kidnap ng mga sundalo kasi wala naman silbi yan. So that we can talk properly without the rumblings of yung paghinakit. Kasi hindi naman maaari na ang military will just keep silent when all of their men are being kidnapped and killed while you are in the process of perfecting the wherewithals of how to proceed with the peace talks. Alam ho ninyo, we are a nation. We are all brothers and sisters by blood. About the only time nagkagulo itong bayan natin, kasi si Magellan pumunta dito in 1521, bringing with him Christianity. I have nothing against religion. Pero iniwan na sala ng gago yung religion na doon sa Espanya. Bakit ba sa dadala-dala dito? When, kagaya ng Mindanao, it was ahead by almost 100 years na isinaman. Sila Lapu-Lapu, Muslim na nga. And you know, by force of arms, because there was gunpowder. Wala kasi ang kita, di Malay race tayo. Wala naman tayong mga gunpowder, mga kanyon, the cannons of the day. We were ignorant about that. So we were just, ngayon, over decades, by force, naging Christians yung mga Malay brothers ninyo, natin, doon sa Visayas. So it was a religion that was rammed down their throats. And how you know how the Spaniards are very cruel at the time. So let us take that as a footnote of our history to understand each other. Buti sana kung yung sa Visayas, mga Russian doon, o tayo dito Malaysia, ayan, patayan talaga. Hindi pwede yung ganon. For the fact that before the coming of religion, we were all natives of this, the sultanates of somehow, dato. Then because of colonialism. And that is what is happening in the Middle East. Ayaw na mag-admita itong Britain pati America. They forced their way to Iraq and killed Saddam. Look at Iraq now. Look what happened to Libya. Look what happened to Syria. Nauubos ang tao doon, pati bata, binumbuman ng gasolina. Because they were pushed to the wall for the failed promises. Kaya sabi ko, I am not including Abu Sayyaf dito sa criminality. You have never heard me say I'm a criminal. It is a different setup there because these are the guys who were driven to desperation. Wala na nga from Nur, alam ko yan, from Nur to the arm, there was no sufficient semblance of governance. And that is why they were pushed to the wall. Then they became radicalized. That's what happened in the Middle East. It is not that the Middle East is exporting terrorism sa Amerika. America imported terrorism. Sila yung importation. Sinira nila ang Middle East. Sino ba naman yung si Saddam? What was one dictator? But he was in firm control of the country. And now that it turned out that after the investigation, you must have heard it over BBC, after a thorough, almost 10 years investigation, it turned out there was no legal basis to declare war against Iraq. Kita mo ngayon. That's why it's a useless war. As a nation, we must seek avenue. Bakit tayo magpataya? Magnegosyo na lang tayo. Lahat, total, ang mga Maranao, dumating na doon sa Abra. At I believe ako talaga anywhere in the Philippines. Basta may marinig, bidi. Wala na. Maranao to, no? Nandito mga Maranao, nandito. And they were very enthusiastic. Pasalamat naman ako. And to them I say, I love you, sukran. Siya sa side road mismo, magpasagasa na lang sa mga sakyan namin para lang makalamano. And the love that they have shown, the filial brotherhood instinct really came out. And I love them all. And may Allah give them the abundance of life there. Sila lang yung nandoon, talagang ano sila, halos just to earn a living. And it is all right for them to be anywhere or everywhere because they are Filipinos and they own this country. Lahat tayo dito at ating bayan to. So, although religion is a very sensitive issue, let us not really do something that will inflame or agitate trouble about religion. We all believe in the same God. I said Allah has blessed us with so many things. There is a temporary lull in violence in Mindanao. Give me a chance to perfect an arrangement and I will be happy. So, it's the end of Ramadan and we will feel great after so many nights of praying, daytime fasting, just to make us realize how important the existence of man in this planet is. So let us respect each other. Let us talk before doing anything that would spin a violence. It is not good. Total, nandito lang naman ako. Alam naman ninyo kung sino ako. Although my lola came from a humble beginnings, pero alam ninyo. So, with that small string of bandage, medyo maliit na, manipis na bandage to you, let me use it as a bridge. Not only between Christians and no. Let me use it as a bridge for all. To be happy in this world and to the things that Allah wanted us to do good and to believe in Him and to live according to the rules of the Great Almighty. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much.